Hey, welcome back for another episode of the HB Daily. And I'm your host, Bobur Khasanboev, aka the HB in the house. So a lot of people ask me questions. So where you been from the May 15th till the 1st of August? Okay, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna come up with something brand new. So this is the first video since appear in August. Okay, so I was doing a research about the content that I'm gonna make, and I was rethinking the whole design. So let's get into the show. So as I mentioned, so a lot of people ask me, so can you give me some example why the consistency, you talking about consistency, the branding, marketing, how you can combine the strategies, and can you give something more detailed? And I'm like, okay, no problem. And here we go. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be more specific with that niche. So I'm gonna find a niche and I'm gonna be more specific with the details. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I'm interested in the real estate, so let me come up with the content that the people that are very interested in what the branding or marketing, regardless of the niche, this real estate, if you're interested or not. So you gotta watch this video because of if you're want to be great at marketing or branding. So you gotta come up with something with your own technique, like as I'm doing, like as I'm thinking about the marketing and the branding. I'm looking at the big data, the big math. Okay, so how this thing is really gonna convert, because marketing, branding, it's not just one thing that's happens in once in a while. Okay, it's a thing that should happen in a consistency. Okay, we got to work with that in consistency, and that's why I'm going to give more detailed examples with that combination. So question, why this company is winning and while those companies are not? Why the Murat building are winning and while other real estate companies are not winning in this era? 2020, okay, 2019, 2020, and the next year he is going to win again. Do you know why? Because of consistency, because of seeing the long term, because of seeing the future. Okay, because of that reasons. Because let me tell you something. So in 2015 or 16, something like that, so there was a commercial. The Mike Tyson came into Uzbekistan. Okay, it was a Dream City Developments project, a real estate agency, real estate company. Dream City's development project was their project was to invite Mike Tyson to the Uzbekistan. It was like a shot of video. Mike Tyson is not gonna live in Tashkent, so it was kind of great story, by the way, but it didn't work out afterwards. But that time, okay, it was a hit. Like, it was on the news. Like, everybody, did you see the Mike Tyson? Mike came to the Tashkent. He's gonna live in Dream City, in Tashkent City, right? So I'm pumped. Okay, let me see the commercial. I'm like, dude, that's great. The commercial is 100% clear. The message is great, but it's not working. It's a one-time thing, okay? So you can create the content Mike Tyson. So once, like, let's say you can come up, you just post the thing and it just, months. But after months, you gotta come up with a new content, bro. You should not stuck with the Mike Tyson. It's not gonna work. You tell news it was hit. I'm like, okay, that's great that time, but now it's not working that well. And let me tell you something. A couple of years later, one of the celebrities, actor from Turkey, what was his name? Burak Özçivit. I don't know if I pronounce his name correct or not, but sorry for the pronunciation. Burak Özçivit. What? He came to the Tashkent. It was also a big hit. People were talking about, did you see that guy came? Because the serial of that, the guy who was playing the role in that serial was playing and broadcasting on Uzbekistan, and the girls, especially the female generation, were really crazy about this. I'm like, come on, that's a one-time thing, They're not thinking in a big way, They're not thinking in the big whole picture. They're not looking at it. They're looking at one thing and saying, okay, they're gonna get that one hit. Okay, this happened. Okay, just they're getting one hit and that's it. One great content. Okay, one great content, it's not gonna help for your massive success. It's not gonna help. But small content, okay, small just hits in every single day, it is really gonna help. Let me tell you something. If you're fat and if you're doing workout, so you should not lift 100 times a day. You should not lift the weights 100 times a day. No, don't do it for the first time. Never ever do it. That's not my advice. Okay, what I'm gonna really advise for you to do it is, okay, you gotta look at the big picture. So you gotta admit the truth, because the first thing is first. Again, the first thing is first. You gotta admit the truth. Okay, I'm fat and I wanna be in shape. So I'm in this kilogram. Okay, I'm in this weight. So I gotta be this. Okay, so let's do something. Okay, let's do something about it. Let me write the calendar for 1 month. Okay, how the thing that's really work out within the 1 month. If I don't see the result, I'm gonna double the lifting weight. I'm gonna double the exercise, and I'm gonna see the result in the next months. Okay, so that should be the perception. That should be the marketing, the branding. Okay. I think in marketing in that way. So consistency, okay? Not just one hit, not the great content. No, it should be over and over, okay? So small, tiny, what push-ups or what the exercise. If you add up this thing, small, tiny achievements, this done works, okay? Achieved goals or successes, if you add up those small things, it is gonna end up huge. People are getting huge hit, but after that day, they're not getting the eyeballs. They're like, oh my gosh, what's really happened? That's the question. What's really happened? Why Murat Buildings is winning? Because of consistency, man. That company didn't hit this big wows. No. He was like, okay, so I'm gonna look at the big picture. I know how it's really, I know how it turns out exactly, and that's it. 5 years, #1 real estate company in Uzbekistan, Tashkent. #1, Murat Buildings. That's not a promotion. It's my perception, okay? But those Dream City Development, when they had a contract with the Mikey, the Iron Mike, it was there a couple of years, okay? It was his second year and the first year of his company. But now it's not winning that well. That's not a huge success for that company. Or what? Bismillah, the contract, they had a huge contract with the Brock Osterwit. You could have spent that budget on the social media with a small content in every single day, with interesting content, with a good story for your audience. But they didn't do it. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? What's really happening? What's in your mind? The big hit is not gonna matter. What really matters is that time. And that's why, by the way, that's the main reason that a lot of people really fail. NFL players, the ball players, the basketball, as the research showed, that 75 of those people who play balls in the NFL plays, they go bankruptcy when they retire. Couple years, 5 years, 3 years later, they go bankruptcy. They have millions in their bank account, 10 million, 15 million, 5 years later, they go broke. You know what? They don't have this. They have this, they have this, they have dinero. They have paper, baby. They got the paper. And they're spending. I'm like, okay, I'm a millionaire. I got a 15 mil on my bank. I got 20 mil. I got this and that. Bro, that ain't gonna help you for tomorrow. You gotta invest. You gotta do something that is gonna help. You gotta look at the big picture. Let's say those companies, they're not winning because they got the hits, the huge hits. If they're gonna win, if they want to win, they should come up with a big hit again, and they gotta create a small piece of content every single day with a great story for their audience. And they gotta tell the reason why it is better for them to, for their, the consumers to buy those apartments and live there, okay? They gotta tell a story. Murad Buildings is telling a great stories. By the way, Murad Buildings doesn't have a huge celebrity from overseas. Didn't have the Mikey, Iron Mike, didn't have Barack Obama. Didn't. It's like, okay, I don't care about those celebrities. I care about the story that the people, the compelling story that the people, the consumers want to listen to. I'm like, the other day, there was a commercial, like, from that time, there was a commercial of Bobur building. So from that time, so you're not have to worry about the place that you're gonna live, okay? Because if your friend asks you where do you live, you gotta point your finger at it. I'm like, great, dude. I'm like, that's great advertisement. I'm like, if your homie asks you, okay, what is your apartment? Where do you live? I'm like, this bra, that bra, this bra. I'm like, that's crazy, that's insane. I've never thought about that kind of idea, but they had it. The story is great. People are getting compelled, they got compelling ideas, but they're not collaborating with the celebrities because they're saving money in order to advertise, in order to do the marketing for it in the longer terms. They could have hit Selena Gomez or Beyonce. Beyonce should have come to Murad Buildings, and she could have does the job. And who knows? Maybe Jay-Z comes. Maybe Diddy, Puff Diddy. Who knows, man? So that's the thing, okay? The consistency. That's the point that I want to make you right now. So consistency, every time it wins. Consistency. Whatever you do, you got to be consistent at. And you got to look at the big picture. If you got the money, it doesn't mean that you got to pour the money for somewhere today. No. If you got the money, you got to manage. You got to know how to use it, okay? So be consistent, man. Everything is going to work out. So I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. Had to pray to all my